You know, Hall of Fame manager Earl Weaver famously said, momentum is only as good as tomorrow's starting pitcher. Blake Snell is the Dodgers starting pitcher in Game 5, looking to bounce back after his last outing. He was roughed up in Game 1 of the World Series, allowed 5 runs on 8 hits over 5 innings, and the Dodgers will look to bounce back after losing Game 4, 6-2. A stark contrast for Blake Snell from his first 3 starts this postseason, allowed a total of 2 runs on 6 hits. So Snell looking for redemption here in Game 5, a pivotal Game 5 back at Dodger Stadium. All right, back here with the boys, Bobby V, Will Middlebrooks, and Lewis Brinson, and we look ahead to Game 5. It is Blake Snell getting the ball for the Dodgers. Trey Yesavage, the 22-year-old rookie, getting the ball for Toronto. And, Will, let's start right here with Blake Snell because he was roughed up in Game 1. As I mentioned, a stark contrast from his first 3 starts this postseason. What does he have to reestablish?
Yeah, so what was 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks. Just didn't look the same, right? In the 2 previous, he went 14 scoreless, 2 total hits. Absolutely hardly any contact whatsoever. They had a good plan against them, right? They were attacking him early, similar to Ohtani, and then they knew once you get to a certain point, you start putting swings on him, he would start to get more erratic and start trying to pitch around you with his stuff. He does have big-time swing and miss stuff, and you can wait him out if you scare him a little bit, and they got to him early.
Yeah, and what you said, that pregame breakdown, you got to make him throw pitches. Obviously, this isn't the Blue Jays, or this isn't the Brewers lineup. This is a potent Blue Jays offense that puts the ball in play, makes you throw pitches, makes you throw quality pitches and get them out. They're not going to get themselves out rarely. So what he needs to do is get back to Blake Snell. You got to be in the zone. You got to attack these guys, even though they're going to be aggressive early. You got to get that changeup working in the zone. These guys are not going to fall for that changeup falling off the outside corner. You got a Bo Bichette that's having great at bats behind Vladdy. So I mean, again, and it looks like Vladdy, might be kind of getting going like he was in the DS again. So he's just going to have to be Blake Snell and, throw strikes to these guys and quality strikes to these guys.
Yeah, that quality that Blake has is fastball command. Mm-hmm. When he's right, he's hitting that inside corner. He's spotting that ball away, and then that other stuff plays so well. But he needs to have that. And, sometimes guys get into the late in the season, they get into postseason, they have that special game. He had that 8-inning game. People thought of him as a 6-inning pitcher. All of a sudden, he's 8 innings, he's shutting everyone down. He walks away, says, I did it. Maybe he thought it's time to go home and rest on your laurels. That doesn't happen in this game. As soon as you think you have this game knocked, it sneaks up and grabs you.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he was feeling much healthier, right? He was coming off the injury early in the season, the inflammation, and Dave Roberts was challenging him to pitch deeper into games. He didn't go that deep in Game 1. So when you have that trust between the manager and the starting pitcher, how does that change maybe when the last outing was not as good as what he had been doing?
In Game 5, it changes rapidly. If Dave Roberts sees the same Blake Snell who pitched the last game, he's not out there for 5-6 runs. He'll be out soon, and that will spell danger for their bullpen.
So a possible quick hook.
Absolutely.
That's what I was going to say. So as heavy as analytics are in this game, the eye test is still there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he said, I trust you. That's why he went 8 innings, because I trust you. And last inning, I left him in a little long because I trust him. Not Game 5.
No, not Game 5. You got a series that's tied. You got guaranteed to go back to Toronto. Like you said, Bobby, it's more of like, okay, if I'm seeing this same erratic, these guys are having better at-bats against him. He's not in the zone. He's not getting swing and miss. He's not getting these guys chasing like he usually does. I'm going to have a quick hook with him.
How about Trey Yesavage getting the ball for the Blue Jays? Here's a kid who has made more postseason starts than regular season starts. I mean, he is getting big-time experience here in the postseason, and they are relying on him in big spots and in big games. They rolled him out for Game 1, and here he is in Game 5 with a chance to take a 3-2 series lead back to Toronto.
Yeah, his stuff got him a bit of a reputation.
The splitter.
And then he was resting on his reputation. Last game, his splitter wasn't a player. It didn't work. It was a slider that he played heavy on, and you pointed that out, Will, right off the bat. he needs the split tomorrow, no doubt, and that's got to be his go-to pitch. His fastball at 94 is all right, and that slider they've seen now. It's a different-looking slider, but now it's not as different as it was the first time they saw him. So the split's got to play.
Yeah, and if you go back to early in that Seattle series, when he didn't have a good
Establishing,
they didn't swing at the splitter,
Yeah.
right? Because so often when he would throw it, it was a ball.
Ball
Now,
out
the
of
hard
hand.
part with the splitter is just recognizing, because it looks like a fastball out of the hand. That's what makes it tough. But if you can recognize the spin, or even at the release point, they were just taking it. So he's got to be able to throw it for strikes as well, just so he can get swings below the zone. Now, we're going to talk fastball. I know his fastball is important for a split, but for him, he's got to land it for a strike just to show him he can.
Absolutely, and another thing he has to do is continue to neutralize the top of this order. Tonight, you see Shohei Ohtani was neutralized. They didn't have a chance to send him first base because struck out twice. He walked that first at bat, and then Mookie, keeping Mookie at bay because he's, kind of due for a breakout. And then again with Freddie neutralizing him. So I think Trey, I agree with you, Bobby. He does need to establish that splitter, establish the fastball up in the zone. But again, the key to shutting down this Dodger lineup is the 3 MVPs in the front.
I want to stay right there with Mookie Betts because he's 3 for 19 in this series. And you guys were watching here in Game 4, and you said there's just not something right. Something's off about his approach and how he looks at the plate. He looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's rushed.
Yeah.
Right? His leg lift, his whole load, everything with his lower body is rushed. And when it's rushed, you get off your backside. You get off your backside, you lose that leverage and ability to turn behind the baseball, and you end up swinging down in balls. You're seeing breaking balls that are hanging that he would normally hits out to left field. He's cutting that ball.
Yep.
So he's missing it and flying out weakly to center field and to right field. It's a small tweak, right? It's one of those things you go through as a hitter, the ups and downs as a hitter, and you get in the cage, you look at video, and you go, I simply have to start sooner. It feels like you're starting 3 seconds too early, but it's a split-second change that's going to lock him back in.
Yeah, and we talk about Mookie. He's one of the hardest working guys, but in this moment, this late in the season, it's so tough to try to make an adjustment like that. Again, it's something small, and it's something that he can make overnight. But again, it's another thing that he kind of has to work through in a sense. But yeah, like we said, he is a little late. Looked like he's starting a little late, rushing his front foot. Looks like his front foot is kind of rushed forward. Like you said, stuff that I used to do is be in and out of the zone a lot. He looks like he's in and out of the zone. He's flailing to right. He's ahead of the breaking ball. He's ahead of the fastball. Sometimes even that last hit, he looked like he got it square, but it was off the end of the bat. So Mookie's just a little late. He's probably, we're going to use his word, I don't think he's pressing. But I think he feels the pressure of, maybe they're not going to pitch to Shohei like we talked about in pregame. They're not going to pitch to Shohei. I need to get it going, and that could get in your head a little bit, even at the superstar status that Mookie.
Isn't that great? Timing. They all want to be on time. Mm-hmm. The only way to be on time is to be early. If I want you to start this show at 8 o'clock, if you come a little early, you could be on time. But if you come a little late, there's no chance of being on time, right? And because it happens so quickly, as you said, Will, the amount of time early seems like so much time, but it's just a little time. But you better be early, because if you're late, you're in trouble.
And he's facing everybody's best. You know what I'm saying? Like he's facing 98.
You're in between those hitters?
Yeah, those pitchers, it's tough. Again, this late in the season to make an adjustment like that against the best of the best that's running out there every single night. Because again, we talked about it too. They walk Shohei. We got to get Mookie. I'm giving him my best effort. I'm giving my best stuff, my quality stuff.
Because who's waiting on deck?
Mr. Freddie Freeman.
That's it.
Mr. World Series. So he's got to get it going.
Well, we saw the Blue Jays top of the lineup make adjustments here in Game 4, right? Nathan Lucas moves to the leadoff spot. He was excellent in this game. Yep. We see Vladdy, we see Bo Bichette, and we were talking about how the fact that George Springer out of the lineup perhaps was a blessing in disguise because Bichette was able to play the entire game as a DH. Do you expect to see Springer at all back in this series?
No, absolutely not. But if that's the case, they have to replace him, or you're just down a guy, right? Look, today they were late putting their lineup out because they wanted to test him. They wanted to see how he recovered overnight, getting some rest, see if he could take swings in the cage. Yeah. Obviously, he wasn't in the lineup. He didn't pinch hit because that's not the case. Don't be surprised to see him taken off this roster and replaced by tomorrow.
Does that tell
think
you something,
because they
though?
won today, they think By the time they get to Toronto,
Right.
he'll have a chance.
Right. Oh, that's
if they lost today and tomorrow's the go-home day, I think they would have replaced
If it's an
him.
oblique at all,
But I
there's
think-
no chance.
There's no
But he
chance.
must have done something today to make him say, hey, 3 days might be enough to get me in there. Even Game 7 for a
Right.
pinch hit is the way that I think they're looking at it.
That doesn't
Otherwise,
tell
they're
you
wasting
something.
that spot.
Right. It tells
They
you
need
something that they
spot.
didn't take him off the roster.
That's what it told me. If they win today, they're okay. He's going to have a chance in Toronto, I think.
He's not going to be back.
You can't tell injuries. I know you can't. I know. You
For what
guys
it's-
know injuries.
For what it's
They're
worth,
tough.
the winner of Game 5 when the series is tied 2-2 has gone on to win the series 68% of the time.
Huh.
So
It's more than half.
there you go. Like your chances, Bobby. Game 5, Wednesday night, back in Los Angeles. Blake Snell on the mound for the Dodgers. Trey Yesavage gets the ball for the Blue Jays. A pivotal Game 5. We'll have full pregame and postgame coverage right here on CBS Sports HQ.